and welcome to A Cat in the Garden. I have this feeling that I've had for a while that my Hoya cabinet needs a bit of a makeover. I just am not in love with the way that I have it set up, and I want to move some Hoyas around and see if I'm gonna like something better. I also think that I need to just take everything out and clean it, and that'll make me feel a lot better about it too. So I figured I would take you along for that today with Nutmeg. Luna's in here too. Nutmeg always loves when I take everything out of a cabinet, so I think he's gonna have a lot of fun with this today, and we just wanted to take you all along for the ride, see if you like the new setup that I'm going to do, and just have fun with it. So we're gonna get over to the cabinet and start clearing it out. It is all cleared out. Nutmeg is checking out the inside because for once he can be in here without knocking anything over, and I'm happy for him. He looks like he's enjoying it quite a bit. I still need to clean off the shelves. They are extremely dirty and I'm not the happiest about that, but I feel like it's been a while since I've done a deep clean of this cabinet. So this is your reminder: if you have an IKEA cabinet, clean it out, because if you're like me, you probably don't clean it out as often as you should. We're gonna get this cleaned up and then start rearranging some plants. Nutmeg and Luna decided to cuddle up while I was cleaning off the shelves, and I just think it is the cutest thing ever. They are just two little sweet angel babies watching their mom while they cuddle, and it's too cute not to share. I love them so much. Everything is all cleared out. I'm ready to start reorganizing, putting plants back in. I did have a few Hoyas, like these Hoya Carnosa Crimson Queen cuttings that I wanted to put in pots together, so I'm almost done with this one. Unfortunately, I don't have any 4-inch decorative pots available, so it's going to have to be in a clear pot for now without the decorative pot over it, but I think it'll be okay. I know I am using moss as the mix still for this plant. It's just what I like to do with my Hoyas that are under 6 inches in the pot size. It just works best for me and my style of plant care, especially once I get the decorative pot in. But next time I go shopping, I will be looking for some more decorative pots, so hopefully it won't have to be in just a clear pot situation for too long. I did find a few of these little saucers, so that'll kind of be able to keep it well watered for now, just until I can get that. But what do you think? I think they look really cute together. These were in 4 separate little pots. I think that they're gonna fill out really nicely and they look really cute. I love that I have a couple that are already trailing. This is a new leaf back here, so they'll fill out really nicely. I did buy this as a really big hanging basket, I think 8 inches, but it wasn't in the best of health. I think I bought it a year ago, probably a year ago. And so I did sell some of the cuttings, but these 4 I always kept and rooted because I wanted to make my own Crimson Queen plant. I do have my original Crimson Queen, which is out on my front porch. It lives outside because it was never happy inside, and it's having its best life on the porch, even in the Texas heat. But I always really wanted one inside because that one is extremely sunburnt. As happy as it is, the leaves almost look yellow. That's how sunburnt it is, but it's doing okay. This one I think is going to do very well for me too. I don't anticipate it's going to be in this cabinet for too long, but hey, at least I'll be able to enjoy it now, and it'll technically be taking up less space because I have it in just one little pot like this. I do like to organize in a certain way where I do put my favorites up top, and I think I'm going to still do that. So I am going to start with my Hoya Wilbur Graves Silver. I am going to check all of these for water level just to see if they're thirsty. This one doesn't look super thirsty, but it is pretty dry. So to save me from having to water it later, I've just got a watering can ready, and I'll be watering these. Okay, good amount of drainage. I'll be watering them as I go if they need it. And this one I am going to put where I had it before, which is right in the back here. It is getting a little tall for the cabinet, but I'm just going to let it live its life in there for now. I'm also going to add back in the Wilbur Graves China. It does look really thirsty, so I will also be watering it. It has some drainage, so I'm just going to make sure it is draining through. Oh my gosh, I've not checked on this in a long time. Look at those roots. Oh my gosh, that is a happy plant. Maybe I should repot this at some point. That's gonna be on the to-do list. Okay, I didn't realize it was that happy, but that's always a nice thing to see. I wouldn't consider it to be like the most root-bound plant in the whole world right now. It just has some roots going through one of the drainage holes, so that's okay. We'll just put it back here, back to where it was basically before. I do also think that I liked where the Hoya GPS 7240 was, also known as the Grape Hoya. Yes, thank you, Nutmeg. He is all over this situation right now. He loves change. He really does. So this I am gonna put next to the Wilbur Graves Silver and just have them hang out together. I do think I'm going to move the Hoya Lee. I think I'm going to move it one row down, just because where it was in the back corner, I really couldn't reach it. And for being such a small Hoya, I do think I'm going to need to reach it a little bit better. I do want to see if, no, okay, the vine is not long enough to trail down yet, or trail around, I guess you could say. So I need to make sure that that's facing upward. Yeah, I think that's going to be better on the bottom in the corner. I know it's hard to see here, but I think it'll be better all around. I also think I'm going to put my Nicholsonier New Guinea Ghost in the back. This one is filling out very nicely. I love that I have a matching pot with the plant. They are almost the exact same color, and I just want to group all of the silver plants together if I can. So I'll be moving that to the back. I think that looks really good together so far. Another one I would like to add up there is my Carnosa Susie Q. This is the new leaf. It is doing really well. It just doesn't like to stay upright right now. I wish it would throw out a vine. This is one of the few cases where I think a vine would help out this plant a lot. But for now, it's doing okay. I think I'm going to put it actually in the corner where the Hoya Lee was before. And then in front of it, I'm going to put the Hoya species Ventulo Borneo, also known as IML 1646. This one has a nice new vine curling all around on it. It's just gonna go back where it was because I like it there. So I think it'll go there, or actually, I could put it back here and then I'll just have like a nice row of plants there. Oh, that looks really cute. Okay, I think I'll do that. That looks really nice. Okay, glad we're on the same page with that one. Now for a lot of my small babies, I do realize I should be repotting a lot of these, and I might actually do that. But for now, I think I'll just add them in and we'll repot them maybe after. I don't know. Maybe some I'll repot as I go. This one I don't think needs a repot right now. No, it's not. The roots are not going through the pot, so that's okay. This is my Snow Queen Silver, also known as Hoya XQ, that I am going to put, oh, I think on the silver side, because I do have all the silver plants over here. So I'm going to put that over there on that side. So speaking of silver plants, yes, thank you, Nutmeg. Thank you. I also have my new Malarioides silver. It could be repotted, but it doesn't have to be. So I think I will put that over here. I think the Snow Queen is going to go in the back corner, and then I'll put the new Malarioides silver just in between them. I love the silver vibe going on over there. And then I do have the Silver Lady, which has never grown for me. It doesn't have, there are some roots starting to pop out of the bottom a little bit. I am going to give it some water, and I will put it right in front of them so that I have my whole little silver corner. I think it's gonna look really cute just having it all silver over there. I don't think I have any more purely silver plants to add to that corner, so I think the rest that are gonna go up top are probably gonna be splashy or outer variegated, because that's what I really like when it comes to my Hoya. After the Patchouli 023, this plant is obviously ready for a repot, so I do think it's one of the ones I'm going to repot today. I might be able to do that now, actually. I forgot I have another silver Hoya. This one was in Hoya jail for potentially having some pests. This is one of my 2 silver dollars. There are no pests anymore, and it's actually rooting like crazy all along the side of the cup. So I might eventually combine it with my other silver dollar, but for now it's going to stay in here. I'll add it to this little silver corner that I've created, which I really like. And then I do have a pot that I got out for the Patchouli 023, which I don't even know where I put. Right here. Right here. Okay. So I have a little 3-inch pot, decorative pot situation. I have some extra tree fern and some perlite. So hopefully I'll have enough maybe to get this potted up. I might just add some leca to the bottom, just to be safe with room. I've got it potted up. It took a little bit longer than I thought. I will give it a nice drink. There's some dust on the leaves, but I think this will just be a little bit of a cozier home for this plant, and I'll be able to keep it sturdy, because when they're in the smaller cups and they are bigger cuttings like this one, they tend to fall over a bit easier. So this one, I think I will put, oh, I don't know, maybe right here. That way it's with the other plants with the white pots. I like the look of that right there. I also am going to add my bat cave, which is starting to grow a little fine. I'm so happy about that. I do think this one is also going to need a repot. Yeah. Okay, I'll do a repot on that later, because the repots are taking a bit longer than I anticipated. But, oh, I don't know. Veiny doesn't really go with the vibe up here so far. That's okay. I'll just put it there for now, and we'll see how it goes. I also have, this one desperately needs a repot. This is my prick tie, which is working on a peduncle, so fingers crossed I'll get some blooms out of this one. But this also is veiny, so maybe I'll just make a section over here that's veiny. That one might end up behind the Susie Q, because it is, the leaves are so big it's blocking out the plants. So I think might be a better solution. It's definitely going to need a repot of some sort. Okay, that looks a lot better, but I will have to repot that one because it falls over daily. I am picking that one up. I do have a couple more Hoyas that are out of Hoya jail, the Carnosa Nova Ghost, as well as the Wilbur Graves tie. The tie Wilbur Graves does need a little drink, just feels a little light. Thank you, Nutmeg. I appreciate that. I wish you could see him. He's being so cute down here. He's watching me pick up every single Hoya. So these are splashy. They're gonna go in the splashy silver area. And obviously having the Wilbur Graves near all the other ones will be really good. So that is going to work out really well. I do have the, oh gosh, this is the Royal Hawaiian Purple crossed with Fungi, also in need of a repot. Yeah, that's a lot of roots. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a list because once I'm done with this, I will need to repot all of these babies. Ooh, this one does not want to stay upright. Like, it already wants to fall. It's very top heavy. So that is going to be taken care of. By the end of the day, I'm also going to add the species Sumatra, which has grown a new leaf for me. I'd love to see it. This is more splashy, so it's gonna go over here. I'm gonna put the Nova Ghost up front and this one back because it is trailing. So I like the look of that. And then I will add my 2 Hushkuliana Albo cuttings that I just unboxed. And I'm gonna put them in the very front as a reminder to repot them, but also because they will match the other outer variegated plant I have up here. I do have room for a couple more little cuttings, but I don't really know what I want to put up here. I might just add my Lima Splash, which is out of Hoya jail now, but it doesn't look the best. I don't know. I think I'm gonna add it to the corner here just because it's small, doesn't take up a lot of space. And then my new Hoya Michelle right here. To me, that is very full and I don't want to add anything else other than that. I'm liking the way that that looks. I like the way that is all set up. So then I will move on to the next cabinet down. I will still be adding, yes, thank you, some splashy Hoya down here. I think I will start with that. So I have my Parviflora Splash, which is getting a lot longer. It is starting to trail, more than just starting to trail. I mean, look at this. I should probably trellis this, honestly. I don't know, is this a trailing plant or a trellis type Hoya? I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with this particular Hoya. It's got some fuzzies on it. I'll just take care of that later. I am going to add it to this area though, just because I think it'll match with the Hoya Lee and some of the other, well, actually the Hoya Lee doesn't have splash. Okay, I'm gonna move it to the other corner. Yes, thank you, Nutmeg. He's too funny. You like it? You're lucky I didn't put any plants down there. And then the Mini Bell, which is growing new leaves. You wanna check it out? Maybe? Okay. That's gonna go next to it. And then, oh gosh, we're running out of splashy plants. Okay, I don't know. I think we're starting to run out. So I will, I think, just grab my Hoya Larry and add it, and then I'll move on to some veiny plants. Right, after this, I think this is where the theming of each little section starts to go haywire. I have a lot of very nice, very pretty, splashy silver outer variegated Hoyas, but after this, it gets a little dicey. So I do have my Svetlana cutting that I recently got at the Wild Roots cutting sale. I say recently, I think I got it in March, honestly. It's been that long, but it does have a new leaf finally, so I'm gonna add that. And then my Irina and Dakie. I usually put these two together just because they're both very veiny, and I just think that they look really nice next to each other. My Hoya Jennifer too, this one is very sun stressed, so it's a bit more muted. It almost reminds me of the species Germany, but I am pretty sure it's a Jennifer, so I'll add that with them. And then I have a few random ones. This is the Tomatoensis. It is a cutting. It is taking a wilder root. Oh, it's got some good roots, but I think it'll be a while before it starts growing. So that's gonna go, and then my Surrey-Gauensis, which is finally growing after 2 years of not growing. I really don't know what it was doing, but it looks very thirsty. So I'll just give it a nice big drink before adding it to this section. This area is looking a little full. I think I'm gonna rearrange as well, just because I want this Svetlana up front. I think it's so pretty, and it is one of my newer ones, so I want to show that off. And then after that, it's gonna get pretty random. I do want to put my adorable Crimson Queen up here, front and center, and then I do have room for one smaller plant behind it. I'm trying to look around at what's left and figure out what's gonna go there. I'm going to try to make this fit, but I do have this AH027 that I think will look really nice back here. I forgot I actually had a sundew that I wanted to add back there instead, but for this bottom shelf, it's going to be very random. Some of these are not my best looking Hoyas. They're just random, and they're random cuttings I have. It is a pure mixed bag, so I will start name dropping them as I add them in, but I'm not gonna show them all off as much because they don't look the best. Like my Diversifolia and then this other Nova Ghost cutting, they're both so thirsty. They're in no drainage, but they are really thirsty, so I think they're going to soak up a lot of the water. So I'll fill them up part of the way. They're going to go in the back because they don't look so hot. This one too. This plant is the bane of my existence. It's called Hoya species collected in West Kalimantan. It looks terrible. It has just grown these crazy vines that get woody immediately. I might just chop it, honestly, because this plant falls over so much. And it's never been happy. I don't know. I don't love it either. I just don't know what to do with it. The big leaves are cool, but it's just not the happiest plant in the world. So this one I'm going to shove in the back. Does anybody else do that? Like if you have a plant that doesn't look its best, you just shove it in the back. I just shove it in the back and hope for the best. So these are also gonna get shoved back there. No shame. There are no judgments here because a lot of these Hoyas have seen better days, and that's fine. There's not too much I can do about them right now unless I get to propping and chopping, but I also don't have a lot of space to propagate at the moment, so they're just gonna do what they do. This is my Rinsei Borneo, which has hated me for a little while now. I don't really know why. It's just not a happy Hoya. It never has been. It just makes me kind of sad. So that's going to go in the back as well, which is a shame because I really loved that Hoya for a long time, and it took a lot of patience to wait for the right one, and it still hates me. I also have these Crassipedialata Splash cuttings that hate me. They just have these ugly vines, and this plant has always hated me. I have had 3 or 4 of them, and this is about what I have left of those first 3, and then I have one that I am keeping alive, but it's in my propagation greenhouse, and it is alive because I keep it inside the propagation greenhouse, inside of one of the little Target greenhouses. So it has extra humidity, extra light, just ideal conditions, and that's the only way I can keep it happy. This one doesn't, so I don't know what I'm doing with it. Just shoving it in the back and hoping for the best. So that one is out of sight, out of mind. I do have a seriously root-bound Hoya Memoria in this tiny pot. I like to put this one up on the ledge. And then I have another Hoya Memoria, which was a gift from a friend. So this one I'm gonna put next to it. I do need to pot them together. I think they'll be a really nice, beautiful pot once they all get settled in together. But for now, they're just gonna be next to each other. And then this is my Pubic Calyx Royal Hawaiian Purple. It is also very root bound, so this is going to need a bigger pot. I do think I'm gonna wait to repot this until I get the decorative pots for my 4-inch plants, because it's just used to being in that kind of situation right now. The humidity on the roots has done wonders for it. It is actively growing from 2 different places, even though it struggled a bit when I first got it. I think it's a lot happier now. It likes this kind of situation. So I'll wait to repot it just a little bit, but like I said, I'm going to be shopping for pots soon, so hopefully it won't have to wait too long. So I will put it toward the front over here, if that will work. There's lots of vines going everywhere, but hopefully it'll be happy there. Looking around at all of the plants I have left, this is my other Hoya Jennifer. This one looks a lot better, and it actually did put out a peduncle. Fingers crossed. It is root bound. I will give it that. This one's very root bound, but I like that this one is more pronounced. It does look very similar to my other Hoya Jennifer. I just think it's a lot prettier, so I do prefer this one out of the 2. And this one I think I'm gonna put on the edge over here, just so it can stand up straight. And then very miscellaneous, this is my regular Crassipediolata. I almost killed and was able to save this little section. So I'll put it, just gonna start squeezing the plants in wherever they will fit. I have a big bushy Hoya Rearranging. I think will take up a lot of space, so I'll put it over here. This might go well next to it. I have 2 of my 4 Hoya Matilda Splash, 4 or 5. I'm gonna put them next to each other because eventually I would like to get them all in the same pot together, but I have them in so many different places right now that it is hard to juggle. So this will just be part of a reminder, if I keep them front and center, that I need to repot them soon. And then everything else other than the Michelle here, which is a disaster. I mean, look at that. I hate when the vines get woody like this. They're so ugly. Okay, the Michelle is an absolute disaster. I might chop these, in all honesty, because it doesn't even fit in here anymore. You have to put the vines above the light to squeeze it in there. So that works. And then, oh, this is not gonna fit. It might. Okay, I'll move this. This is just a random cubic calyx. I will move there. Put the AH027 up front. And then I have a Vitellinoides cutting. This is gonna start to get a little squished in here. This is a Parasitica black margin, but it has this beautiful silver leaf. So I really like that. I think I'm just gonna squeeze it right here. And that should be it. I'll show you guys what it looks like really quickly, but I think it looks a lot better. Okay, here is a quick tour of how we redesigned this. I am loving the top shelf. Oh my gosh. Just this selection of Hoyas is incredible. The second shelf I'm also really liking. I think that it flows really well from one side to the other. And then the bottom shelf is a bit of a mess, but at least it looks full. I don't think the way I had it before, it looked very full. I have a lot of bigger, fuller Hoya in here as well, ones that I really just need to repot or combine. So this might be more of my to-do shelf, but I still think it looks really good. What do you guys think? Okay, that was something that just really needed to get done, and I'm very happy that we were able to do it today. I feel really good seeing that the cabinet is nice and clean. Oh my gosh, it just makes me want to be in here more. I think I should do that with my other Mills boat as well. It's just very refreshing to see everything's clean, everything's tidy. The Hoyas look a lot happier than I think they have ever looked, even with the ones that aren't looking the best on the bottom shelf. I just think overall, I'm in a really good place with my Hoya care, and I think they're starting to reflect that as well, especially as we get into the growing season. But if you like this video, make sure to give Nutmeg and I here a thumbs up down below and subscribe so you don't miss anything from us here on the channel. Thank you again, and we will catch you in the next one.